their history. The Birds trounced the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts was named the Super Bowl MVP, and he tells Fox.
Earlier in the year, we set out to do this, and this was the ultimate mission. And it looks like we did it. I'm still processing it. I worked so hard for something, and and it comes, and just really want to soak it out.
Some Eagles fans did not see the victory coming.
It wasn't even close. Wow, Philadelphia came to play, and they were on a mission, obviously.
We'll have more ahead in sports at 5:25.
In a city full of dignitaries, one hotel has its own ambassador. As part of WTOP's new series, Working Capital, Jessica Kronzer takes us to a D.C. hotel.
Walking into the Hay Adams Hotel, 2 mahogany doors are pulled open.
Good afternoon, welcome to the Hay Adams.
And Paul Carabello is ready with a warm greeting. Carabello is the lobby ambassador. He's quite possibly the only one in the city.
Whether you're a repeat guest or a first-timer, we want you to feel welcome.
He manages the lobby's operations alongside the concierge, bellman, and doorman.
It may sound repetitious. However, the people you meet and encounter is what makes each day unique. I would say it's never boring.
The hotel's regulars include politicians, celebrities, and athletes. As part of his job, Carabello takes off on spontaneous errands.
We had one of the state dinners for Macron.
He ran to multiple salons for a guest who forgot their shampoo.
We finally, between the assistant, photos, the concierge, and me, laid our hands on the exact very right shampoo, and everything was perfect. We had it right there before they arrived.
The hotel's head concierge.
He goes the extra mile and doesn't mind leaving the hotel, doing his work in order to make somebody else's day special.
Carabello's been the lobby ambassador for about 20 years. In Northwest, Jessica Kronzer, WTOP News.
And you can see video of Paul Carabello at work on WTOP.com. Working Capital comes to you every other Monday.
Here's a look at the top stories we're working on at WTOP.
Three-peats denied. The Eagles win Super Bowl 59.
Are those deferred resignation offers to federal workers legal? A judge is set to hear arguments this afternoon.
Keep it here for full details on these stories and more in the minutes ahead.
5:18. Traffic and weather on the 8s. All right, so based on traffic, Rita, did people take off today, do you think?
Well, I don't know yet. We probably won't know that for at least another hour or so as people are just starting to get on the road. So get back to me on that one.
Right.
If you're in the district, eastbound 695, after M Street, near N Street, callers report traffic being stopped due to vehicle fire activity. So watch for them trying to put this vehicle fire out. All the response on the scene. Delays are well after South Capitol Street, trying to make your way onto the 11th Street Bridge. If you're in the inbound direction, both directions of 295 are slow getting onto the 11th Street Bridge to get past the scene, but it looks like your lanes are open. You can just see all the vehicle fire activity coming in that direction. If you're on the Beltway, the outer loop of the Beltway delays at ease from Pennsylvania Avenue heading toward Ritchie Marlborough Road. The crash was moved over to the shoulder. Also southbound to 395 after the Pentagon. That crash was cleared. Not really seeing a delay right now coming from the 14th Street Bridge all the way into Springfield. There had been some flares still there along the right side, but the roadway itself is not blocked. Northbound 95 getting a little heavy after the Prince William Parkway. Then it looks good crossing the Occoquan into Springfield. Eastbound and westbound 66 running well between Manassas and the Beltway. And in Maryland on 270. Southbound looking good out of Frederick to the lane divide onto either loop of the Beltway. No problems on the Beltway in Virginia right now with the lanes open. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and get you back on the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. I'm Rita Kessler, WTOP Traffic.
Now 7 News First Alert meteorologist Brian Vandegraff.
Fairly calm start to the work week. Some scattered clouds this morning. Maybe a flurry or two far north and west of the city. Otherwise, we'll look for partly sunny skies. Mid-40s for highs into the afternoon. 20s tonight and near 30 in the city. Your Tuesday, dry in the morning. But don't be fooled by midday. I'm anticipating our next weather maker. Snow will start to overspread the area. Some scattered snow showers across the area through the afternoon and evening. We'll be in the mid-30s at first, but temperatures will fall. Eventually, that snow will stick and accumulate. By the time we get to Wednesday, Tuesday morning, maybe 4 to 6 inches of snow on the ground. Wednesday, mainly dry through the day with some more wintry mix possible by Wednesday night. Thursday, early showers give way to some sunshine, upper 40s. I'm 7 News Senior Meteorologist Brian Vandegraff in the First Alert Weather Center.
34 degrees in Hyattsville, 34 in Herndon, 37 in Foggy Bottom. Brought to you by Len the Plumber Heating and Air. Trusted same-day service 7 days a week.
Coming up on WTOP, a holiday is coming up on Friday. How much are you spending on it? More news in 60 seconds.
On February 27th, the future of government cybersecurity takes center stage in Washington, D.C. at CrowdStrike's Falcon Gov, the premier event for exclusive insights from top experts shaping the future of government cybersecurity. Explore topics including efficient government cyber operations, resiliency, cross-domain threat hunting, and SOC transformation. Network with peers, gain insights from public sector leaders, and hear from innovators driving groundbreaking advancements in cybersecurity. Register at crowdstrike.com/events and secure your spot today.
The WTOP Charity of the Month is Easter Seals. Since 1945, our local Easter Seals has been helping people live healthier, happier lives. Programs in early education, physical and mental health and job support serve children, adults with disabilities, low-income, and military families. Show your support. Join Easter Seals on Saturday, February 22nd for Bright Stars Night at the Circus, presented by M&T Bank. Proceeds benefit the individuals and families who rely on Easter Seals. For more information, visit WTOP.com, search charities. That's WTOP.com, search charities.
Washington's top news, WTOP.
Facts matter.
522.
There was no shortage of star power in this year's crop of Super Bowl commercials.
For more spirit on the Heroin Challenge next time.
Ben and Casey Affleck poured us a cup of Dunkin', part of their Super Bowl campaign Sunday.
Oh my gosh. So good.
Hellman's gave us that When Harry Met Sally reunion with Meg and Billy. Got a little weird, too, with Mountain Dew's half seal, half well seal commercial.
Girls don't play football.
They do where I'm from.
And the NFL dropping their own spot, too, in a major push for women's flag football. Matt Wolf, CBS News.
So which ads are still trending this morning? We will go deeper on what people are Googling at 7:15.
Valentine's Day is Friday. WTOP's Ralph Fox reports Americans are expected to spend more than $27 billion.
Nearly 40% of people in a new Wallet Hub report say inflation is affecting their Valentine plans, but it's not stopping them from lining up for greeting cards, roses, and high-end restaurant reservations. 50% of all flower sales for the year happen around Valentine's Day. Nearly 40% of people buy themselves a gift. They're also showing love for their pets. More than $1.7 billion are being spent for their forever friends. The district made the list of top 20 romantic yet affordable places to celebrate, finishing at number 11. The top city, San Francisco, California. Ralph Fox, WTOP News.
We are all spending more for eggs these days, and if you have a recipe that calls for them, WTOP's Sandy Kozel is looking at ways to swap them out.
Good luck finding a substitute if you want a hard-boiled egg or have a craving for one sunny side up. But eggs are used in many other ways, including in cooking and baking. Tried and tested baking substitutes for one egg include using 1/4 cup of unsweetened applesauce or 4 tablespoons of plain yogurt. 1/2 cup of mashed banana will do the trick, as will a 1/4 cup of silken tofu. Aquafaba is a thick liquid from cooked chickpeas or other legumes that can be used as a vegan egg substitute. Sandy Kozel, WTOP News.
Something else that's shot up in price, car insurance. Here's WTOP's Sarah Jacobs.
The national average for auto insurance has reached $2,638 a year, or just over 3% of the median household income. The D.C. Metro is one of the least expensive metro areas, where less than 2% of household income goes to auto insurance. Bankrate analyst Shannon Martin says if you're in the market for a new car, you can compare quotes and choose the model that best fits your insurance budget. Another tip, improve your credit score. Insurance companies doing business in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia can legally charge you more based on your credit rating. And be sure to check with your insurance provider about things like safe driver discounts. Sarah Jacobs, WTOP News.
Sports at 25 and 55, brought to you by Amentum, advancing the future together for the intelligence community.
Dave is here to talk about Super Bowl licks.
Yeah, Super Bowl. Yeah, I know. It's, gosh. Know your Roman numerals. Super Bowl 59, Philadelphia defeats Kansas City 40-22, holding the Chiefs scoreless for almost 3 quarters. Head coach Nick Sirianni telling Fox TV.
Come out and play our best, and we did. And what a lesson to the entire world of what good teamwork does. We have selfless guys. We have guys that don't want to let each other down.
Phillies defense intercepts Patrick Mahomes twice, returning one INT for a touchdown. Jalen Hurts wins MVP honors after throwing 2 touchdown passes while running for a third. Eagles and the Chiefs three-peat bid in fine fashion. NHL Capitals fall 5-4 to shootout to Utah. Tom Wilson tallies 2 goals and an assist in defeat. 0 goes for Alex Ovechkin, who enters the Four Nations tournament break at 879. That's 15 shy of Wayne Gretzky's mark. Men's college basketball, 18th ranked Maryland outscores Rutgers 90-81. Derek Queen nets 29 points with 15 rebounds for head coach Kevin Willard.
I would say this, he finally played against someone his own age. You know, he's been going against the last 4 or 5 games, fifth-year senior, fifth-year senior, fifth-year senior, senior. And he's played well, but that's a grind. Especially the defenses that Nebraska will throw at you, Northwestern throws at you, Indiana size.
George Washington gets by St. Bonaventure 62-52. Rafael Castro tallies 15 points with 10 rebounds. Women's hoops number 16 Maryland over Washington 81-73. Virginia Tech tops Virginia 67-62 as the Hokies hit 59% of their shots. Georgetown women slipped to DePaul 80-76. Dave Preston, WTOP Sports.
And still ahead, what the president had to say at the Super Bowl. 526.
DC News Now, the only TV station focusing on the entire DMV. Reporters in 5 locations throughout the region. A look at weather with a regional approach, so you always know what's ahead. And an unmatched commitment to local news. More community, more breaking news, and more weather coverage for everyone in the DMV. Join Chris Flanagan, Susan Tran, and Janessa Webb. Weeknights at 9 on DC News Now.
Your projects begin here. The Capitol Remodel and Garden Show, February 21st through 23rd at the Dulles Expo Center. 3 days only for great deals, new ideas, and practical advice with trusted local experts. See Ryan and Mika Kleinschmidt from HGTV's 100-Day Dream Home on the TD Big Stage. Plus, get outdoor inspiration as you stroll through the blossoming feature gardens. Shop, compare, and save on kitchens, baths, flooring, and more at the Capitol Remodel and Garden Show. Buy tickets early and save at CapitolRemodelandGarden.com.
Selling a home the stress-free way. This is Dave Johnson. That's the Jennifer Young way, and I know that. Jennifer Young of Jennifer Young Homes has now sold 2 of my homes. Hey, listen to the story from older clients of Jennifer Young Homes. They really needed to sell. One of the downsides, you have less property to maintain and, move closer to family. But the process of decluttering and renovations and all the stuff that goes with selling a home became overwhelming. But Jennifer and her team able to alleviate all that stress by getting them an amazing offer even before the property went on the market. Yeah, property sold for $3,000 over the list price, all cash as is, a quick close, and then 30-day free rent back. Buyer even agreed to trash out anything the sellers didn't want to take with them. Hey, that, simply put, is stress-free. Speaking of stress-free, Jennifer guarantees to sell your home at price and deadline you agree to, or she'll buy it. She's that confident. Connect with Jennifer Young of Jennifer Young Homes at 877-611-SELL or online at jenniferyounghomes.com. 73815-5700.
528. We've got traffic and weather on the 8th in the traffic center. It's Rita Kessler.
And the problem that we have right now remains in the district. This is eastbound 695 or outbound near the 11th Street Bridge after M Street near N Street. Traffic had been stopped there for the vehicle fire. You may be able to get by right now. Not sure what stage they're in putting the vehicle fire out. But we do have delays almost back to South Capitol Street, headed toward the 11th Street Bridge, but this is also affecting traffic coming onto the inbound 11th Street Bridge. Both directions of 295 are solid, trying to get across the bridge. Your lanes, however, should be open. This should be a rubbernecking delay, and then you'll be able to continue over toward the 3rd Street Tunnel with no problem. Now, other than that, no reported issues. Things look good on the Beltway. Inner and outer loop running well through both Maryland and Virginia. The earlier problem that was closer to Pennsylvania Avenue on the outer loop should be gone, or at least over on the left shoulder. No problems on the Beltway in Virginia. 66 looks good. 95, no major issues. 395 also in good shape. In Maryland, southbound 270 starting to fill in coming out of Frederick, headed into Urbana, but then it looks good to the lane divide onto either loop of the Beltway. Need smarter IT solutions at Thundercat Technology. They're more than just a reseller. They're your partner in progress. From cutting-edge hardware to innovative software solutions, they help businesses thrive. Visit thundercattech.com. I'm Rita Kessler, WTOP Traffic.
And here's 7 News First Alert meteorologist Brian Vandegraff.
Overall, partly sunny today after some morning clouds and maybe a flurry or two. Mid-40s for highs. This should be a dry and pleasant day. Do your snow preps because we are tracking that next weather maker. Heading into the evening, 20s to near low 30s. Your Tuesday will feature a dry start, but by midday, some scattered snow showers will overspread the area, and we'll look for some off and on snow Tuesday afternoon, evening, and right on through the nighttime hours. Wrapping up early on Wednesday. Temperatures will be in the 30s, and I do look for accumulations and impacts. 4 to 6 inches possible by the time we get to Wednesday morning. I'm 7 News Senior Meteorologist Brian Vandegraff in the First Alert Weather Center.
We've got 31 degrees in Gaithersburg now, 34 in both Arlington and Lanham. It's brought to you by Top Nova Orthodontics. Avoid tooth extractions or surgery for your orthodontic treatment. Visit Dr. Abbasi at Top Nova Orthodontics.
You're listening to WTOP, Washington's news, traffic, and weather station.
The WTOP producer's desk is wired by IBEW Local 26, where electrical contractors come to grow.
Good morning, I'm John Aaron.
I'm Michelle Bash. Luke Lukert is our producer.
The top story we're following for you, there will be no three-peat for the Kansas City Chiefs. After winning the past 2 Super Bowls, they fell to the Philadelphia Eagles 40-22 this time around.
Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts throwing 2 touchdown passes and rushing for another score on his way to being named Super Bowl MVP.
We had a special group this year. We were able to learn from the past and get some nice new pieces and get over that hump.
Hurts on Fox. The Eagles captured just their 2nd Lombardi trophy thanks in large part to their defense, which shut down Patrick Mahomes, who was sacked 6 times and picked off twice. Erica Herskowitz for CBS News.
Meanwhile, Donald Trump became the first sitting president to attend a Super Bowl. While heading to the game, he discussed the future of USAID.
We'll probably put it through the State Department. It'll be handled by Marco Rubio, highly respected man, Secretary of State. There's no reason for USAID when you look at the politicians that have been in there sucking the blood out of it.
On Friday, a federal judge dealt Trump a big setback in the dismantling of USAID, ordering a temporary halt to plans to pull thousands of agency staffers off the job.
House Speaker Mike Johnson watched the Super Bowl with President Trump, and he's trying to convince the president that he has the best strategy for advancing their agenda in Congress. More from WTOP's Mitchell Miller today on the Hill.
Many Republican senators want legislation broken into 2 parts. The first to address immigration issues, and the second focused on extending the original Trump tax cuts. But Speaker Johnson remains committed to the so-called One Big Beautiful Bill.
We will get the job done, but it has to be the One Big Bill strategy. And the reason for that is because that gives us the highest probability of success of delivering on all these campaign promises.
Johnson, speaking on Fox, notes he still has a razor-thin majority and believes it's easier to hold together with one massive budget reconciliation bill. Also necessary to address an upcoming March 14th deadline for avoiding a government shutdown. On Capitol Hill, Mitchell Miller, WTOP News.
This is another big day for federal workers. A judge today will take a closer look at Trump administration's plans to get many to quit.
A federal judge in Massachusetts will hold a hearing on the Trump administration's deferred resignation offer. Under the proposal, federal employees would be placed on administrative leave, but would receive regular paychecks and benefits through September. President Trump's Department of Government Efficiency reports some 65,000 federal employees took the deal. But some employee unions have challenged it, citing whether the administration has the authority to cut so many workers. Lindy Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Also today, the man accused of stabbing author Salman Rushdie in 2022 goes on trial in New York.
Jury selection has wrapped up. We will have opening arguments, and what you're going to hear from the Chautauqua County District Attorney is this was an event that was recorded, witnessed by thousands of people live, despite the fact that Hadi Matar is pleading not guilty in this case. His attorney says he has that right to due process.
But as WBEN reporter Tom Puckett, Rushdie spent years in hiding after Iran's leader called for his assassination over a book which was considered blasphemous.
People in 3 Baltic countries are celebrating today. WTOP national security correspondent J.J. Green reports they've taken a key step away from Russia.
Estonia, Lithuania, and Latvia were all connected to the Russian energy grid until today.
Indeed, we are going to disconnect ourselves from the Russian energy grid.
Margus Tsakna is Estonia's foreign minister. Part of the reason was Russia's malign behavior for many years, but the last straw was the war in Ukraine.
And it has been prepared and planned already a couple of years.
And he says when it comes to cutting itself off from everything related to Russia, everything means everything.
No energy, no gas, no oil, no nothing.
The disconnection started on Saturday and concludes today with the connection of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania to the continental Europe energy grid. JJ Green, WTOP News.
Coming up.
Most ethnically diverse cities? 3 of the top 5 were in Maryland. I'm Jeff Claywell.
Plus details on some potentially significant snowfall that's coming our way. It's 5:35.
All right, we're ready on this end. Go ahead, Mike.
All right, team, forget everything you thought you knew about IT, because with Red River, we got ourselves a game changer here.
Red River reimagines the possibilities of technology, enabling organizations to transform beyond the expected. From AI and cybersecurity to cloud, collaboration, and modern infrastructure, Red River delivers more than technology transformation. We deliver business and mission outcomes. Technology decisions aren't black and white. Think red. Learn more at redriver.com.
You know, I love the Window Nation playbook. This is Dave Johnson. The play, score savings on your energy bill with new windows from my friends at Window Nation. Don't let money fly out the window. Get in the money-saving game. A big 60% off all window styles and pay nothing for 2 years. You heard that right. It's only from Window Nation. But hurry, this offer ends February 28th, so you want to schedule your free in-home consultation right now at 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. That's windownation.com.
For Mervis Diamond Importers, this is Ronnie Mervis. For Valentine's Day, say everything without saying a word with a perfect diamond gift from Mervis. From dazzling diamond earrings to timeless bracelets, we have the ideal creation to make her heart skip a beat.
Wow, it's beautiful. You really know how to make me feel special.
Because love deserves something truly memorable. And right now, for Valentine's Day, enjoy special savings on diamond engagement rings, wedding bands, and all fabulous Mervis diamond jewelry. You know, Valentine's Day is only once a year, so don't keep it waiting until next year.
I love you too.
Visit Mervis, your destination for love's most unforgettable moments. But hurry, Valentine's Day is almost here. Mervis Diamond Importers, where love sparkles the brightest. Check out mervisdiamond.com or call 800-HER-LOVE. Nobody pays retail anymore. Why should you? mervisdiamond.com or call 800-HER-LOVE.
For a limited time in 7-Eleven, get 2 pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5. Everything we do is big, like our new...
You're not expert about some common mistakes you don't want to make.
One common mistake is a simple one.
Make sure your social security number matches what's on your social security card, and that your name matches what's on the social security card.
Brian Lake with the Alexandria office of the accounting firm Sickage says you'd probably be surprised how many IRS notices go out over that. Also,
other issues that I see is math errors.
That's especially true for people who don't use tax software, but even if you do use those things, sometimes they can make mistakes. Also, one audit prompter is if you have
an extraordinarily large number of charitable contributions.
So make sure you're accurate with that. Also, if you sold crypto or NFTs.
The IRS considers cryptocurrency as property. So if you sell cryptocurrency and you have a gain or a loss, that needs to be reported on your tax return.
Mike Murillo, WTOP News.
Well, more stores across our country are now putting in place limits on how many eggs you can actually buy at one time, and it comes as the bird flu worsens and the price continues to go higher.
With social media lighting up, showing some people overbuying eggs and grabbing up everything a store has to offer, kind of like toilet paper during the pandemic. Now stores including Trader Joe's are implementing limits. Trader Joe's telling ABC News it will limit customers to 1 carton of eggs per day. No more filling up a shopping cart with eggs. Costco stores are also beginning to limit egg purchases as more Costco customers are complaining eggs are sold out within a few minutes of a store opening. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Well, there are very few recipes for baked goods that don't call for at least 1 egg. WTOP's Sandy Kozel has some suggestions so that the high price of eggs doesn't keep you from baking those cookies and cakes.
AllRecipes.com notes that eggs are the most common ingredients used in baking because they do so many things. They help bind dry ingredients, they provide a leavening or lift to baked goods, as well as structure and flavor. Not the real thing, you can turn to commercial egg substitutes or go the natural route. Mashed fruit works as an egg substitute in moist recipes such as brownies, muffins, or pancakes. What you can use are bananas, unsweetened applesauce, avocado, or pumpkin puree. Quarter cup of vegetable oil works best in recipes that call for just one egg. Soaked flaxseed forms a thick gel that gives baked goods a nutty flavor. Sandy Kozel, WTOP News.
Well, Valentine's Day is coming up quickly, and usually it involves flowers or dinner as gifts. But what if your Valentine has allergies that make those traditional signs of affection a little too difficult?
It's really important to be thoughtful about these things.
Dr. Daniel Spielman, assistant professor at MedStar Georgetown University Hospital in the Department of Otolaryngology, Head and Neck Surgery, said to first be aware and ask the person about any allergies. And if you're getting food, you want to be careful and maybe cook at home.
The most common things are going to be nuts, and a lot of baked goods especially are made, and chocolates are made in factories that, even if the item doesn't specifically contain it, may have exposure to it.
What about that bouquet of flowers?
For the average person, seasonal allergies or pollen is not going to make giving them flowers a life-threatening event. But certainly if you know that your loved one, does really develop severe reactions to flowers, then it's not ideal to have that then be in their home.
Valerie Bonk, WTOP News.
Sports at 25 and 55, brought to you by Amentum, advanced engineering and technology solutions for tomorrow.
George Wallace here with some post-Super Bowl talk, and Jalen Hurts, a pretty good performance by him in the Super Bowl yesterday.
I would say that's the case. Yeah, the MVP, Jalen Hurts, says he wins it yesterday for the Philadelphia Eagles, and of course the morning after you get to have that press conference after being up all night partying. I'm sure the MVP and the head coach love that, coming in this morning and talking. But Jalen Hurts did talk about that, and not ready to be done yet, but when he is done,
it's all said and done for me. I won't measure my success off of any numbers or statistics or passing yards or touchdowns or anything like that. I measure it off of rings and championships.
There you go, rings and championships. Got one yesterday. Now, he was the MVP, but the defense in a big way stepped up for Philadelphia. Mahomes sacked 6 times, most in any game of his career. The Chiefs did not cross midfield for the first 9 drives.
That's amazing.
It is. 23 yards in the first half.
I bet that had never happened to Patrick Mahomes in his career.
No, never. Yeah. They did not cross the midfield for the first 9 drives, as most in Super Bowl history. So now Jalen Hurts is at Disney World. He's riding all the fun rides, and his fun time continues. Super Bowl parade is set for there. He went to Disney World today.
I heard.
Super Bowl parade is set for Friday. AP men's poll is out. Auburn still number 1 despite a loss, followed by Alabama, Duke, Florida, Tennessee. Maryland drops 7 spots to 25. George Wallace, WTOP Sports.
Thank you, George. Coming up, we're watching to see what, if anything, a federal judge does about the White House deferred resignation order for about 2 million federal workers. There's a hearing this hour in Massachusetts. It's 2:27.
Hey, this is Kevin Mawai, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I spent 16 years in offensive lineman, battling in the trenches every week. That takes a toll on your body, especially your feet. Every achievement was built on years of commitment and passion for the game. Now it's about enjoying life beyond the field. After I retired, the aches and pains did not go away. That's why I turned to Good Feet Arch Supports. They've given me the stability I need. Good Feet Arch Supports are designed to support all 4 arches in each foot, evenly distribute your body weight, and support your kinetic chain. Now, over a decade into retirement, I'm still staying active thanks to my Good Feet Arch Supports. If you want to keep moving comfortably, no matter what you're doing, check out the Good Feet store. It's all about staying in the game, however you define it. Live the life you love. Don't let your feet get in the way. Try them for yourself with a free fitting and test walk.
The Good Feet store has locations across Greater D.C. and Baltimore, and now open in Fredericksburg. Visit goodfeet.com to book your appointment today.
You know how excited you get when you work with a company that's so good they actually wow you? They're knowledgeable, courteous, professional, and you can't wait to recommend them to your family and your friends. You know what that company is? It's Roof Masters. Hi, it's Jack Diamond. Look, you want to hire a roofing company that has a ton of experience. Roof Masters is that company. They've been repairing and replacing roofs in our area for 30 years. You know our weather. It's crazy. Your roof takes a beating. You want a company that's honest. They use top quality products and their workmanship is outstanding. And listen, a bit of advice, before you have any work done, you should always get 3 estimates. Just make sure one of them is Roof Masters. Find them at 301-230-ROOF. That's 301-230-ROOF. Online, roofmasters.com. That's roofmasters.com. With Roof Masters, the proof is in the roof.
WTOP's traffic and weather together. Let's go to Bob Imler in the traffic center.
We've got road work on the outer loop beltway at the George Washington Parkway, still blocking the right lane, and inner loop, the right lane blocked after the Dulles Toll Road. The work truck there, it is slow from 123. 66 is without delay both ways. And southbound Route 29 at Foster's Fork Road, south of New Baltimore, and before you get to Warrenton, there was a crash. And listener says all lanes are blocked southbound on 29 and 15 before you get to Warrenton around this crash. Northbound traffic does get by. 395 and 95 are doing all right. In the district, northbound DC 295, heavy and slow off the 11th Street Bridge. Maybe something stopped on the roadway near Pennsylvania Avenue there. And otherwise, we're in pretty good shape on the Southeast Southwest Freeway. Maryland side, 95, Baltimore Washington Parkway, and 270 doing all right. And so is 50 getting onto the Bay Bridge. Need smarter IT solutions? At Thundercat Technology, they're more than just a reseller. They're your partner in progress. From cutting-edge hardware to innovative software solutions, they help businesses thrive. Visit thundercattech.com. Bob Inwood, WTOP Traffic.
Let's find out when the snow is expected to start. 7 News First Alert meteorologist Steve Rubin.
As we head through the remainder of the afternoon, a mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures anywhere between 40 to 45 degrees. Clouds will increase this evening and into the overnight. This is ahead of our next weather maker. We're in the mid-20s to lower 30s early tomorrow morning. Now, tomorrow morning, we're totally dry. First snowflakes will begin to fall midday. Will continue through the afternoon and evening and into the overnight before drawing to a close early Wednesday morning. 3 to 6 inches, that's the general range for the metro area. Heavier amounts to the south, less to the north. We'll see wintry mix transition to all rain Wednesday night into early Thursday morning, and then our skies will begin to clear. I'm 7 News meteorologist Steve Rubin in the First Alert Weather Center.
Sunny skies all around. We're up to 45 in Annandale. DuPont Circle, 43. Germantown is at 43.
231.
You're listening to WTOP, Washington's news, traffic, and weather station.
The WTOP producer's desk is wired by IBEW Local 26, where electrical contractors come to grow.
Good afternoon. I'm Sean Anderson.
I'm Ann Kramer. Jacob Kerr is our producer.
Breaking news on the Trump impact here on WTOP. A federal judge in Boston is holding a hearing at this hour on whether President Trump's offer of so-called deferred resignations to 2 million federal workers is legal. Federal employee unions are challenging whether the president has that power. The administration claims 65,000 feds have accepted that offer to this point.
Another setback this afternoon for the Trump administration.
A federal judge says the administration hasn't fully followed his order to unfreeze federal spending. He said there's evidence that some federal grants and loans are still not going out to the recipients and ordered that the cash be released. The administration has said the pause was necessary to ensure federal spending fits with the president's agenda.
CBS News correspondent Stacey Lynn there at the White House. The order comes in a lawsuit filed in D.C., Maryland, and nearly 24 other states.
President Trump is trying to shut down the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. That's the agency that was created to shield you from predatory banks and lenders and forced rules designed to protect your credit.
Thousands of federal employees returned to in-person work this Monday, but the government's Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has been ordered closed. Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency posted on social media, CFPB RIP. Some Republican lawmakers applauded the move.
The CFPB has been out of control for some time. The way it's designed, I think, is unconstitutional. It has no oversight.
Congress established the Independent Watchdog Bureau in the wake of the Great Recession of 2008.
That crash was caused in large part by subprime predatory lending that happened all across the United States.
Dennis Kelleher, president of the advocacy group Better Markets, says since its creation, the CFPB has been a key ally for consumers.
And that is CBS correspondent Natalie Brand. The National Treasury Employees Union has filed a new lawsuit trying to prevent the Trump administration from closing the bureau.
Well, scores of staffers for USAID have been turned away from their Washington headquarters after showing up for work this morning. The move by federal officers came after a court temporarily blocked a Trump administration order that would have pulled all but a fraction of workers off the job worldwide. A federal judge last Friday temporarily blocked a Trump administration order that would have put thousands of USAID staffers on administrative leave the same day and given those abroad 30 days to get back here to the U.S. at the government's expense. Now, the temporary restraining order came in a lawsuit by two groups representing federal workers. Another hearing is set for this Wednesday.
And a group of Democratic Maryland lawmakers have protested outside the Social Security Administration headquarters in Baltimore. They had a message today for Elon Musk: stay away from Social Security. Now, remember, Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, gained access to the Treasury Department's payment system, along with the private information of most American taxpayers. Multiple congressmen and women were in attendance, and Senators Chris Van Hollen and Angela Alsobrooks were also there. During her speech, Alsobrooks posed this question to the crowd.
What is this about? What is it for? None of it is about making our government more efficient. And you know what? If they want to have a conversation about efficiency, we can have that conversation about cutting costs. But how deeply unserious and how deeply callous is it to cut costs on the backs of the veteran? Do we cut costs on the backs of the kid in Head Start, the grandmother on Medicare? How shameful is all of this? How shameful is it?
Well, frustration is growing among Capitol Hill Democrats over Elon Musk's expanding cuts in the federal workforce, and some lawmakers say the party should get ready for a government showdown. WTOP's Mitchell Miller today on the Hill.
Some Senate Democrats say the threat of a government shutdown can't be left off the table if the administration and Republicans keep slashing federal agencies. But House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says his party continues to try to reach a budget agreement ahead of next month's shutdown deadline.
We are working hard to reach a spending agreement that meets the needs of the American people in advance of March 14th.
House Speaker Mike Johnson has criticized Democrats, saying they're trying to set up a confrontation leading to a shutdown. He also defends the DOGE team pouring over federal agency spending.
That is a long overdue, much welcome development.
On Capitol Hill, Mitchell Miller, WTOP News.
And President Trump is getting ready to pardon former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich. That's according to a person familiar with his plans, not authorized to speak publicly. Axios first reported it. During his first term in office, Trump commuted Blagojevich's 14-year sentence for political corruption charges. He'd served 8 years before Trump cut short that sentence. Blagojevich was convicted in 2011 on 18 charges, including a scheme to essentially sell the Senate seat that was vacated when Barack Obama became president. Blagojevich had appeared on Trump's reality TV show, Celebrity Apprentice.
Coming up in Money News after traffic and weather.
A big local company pulls out a World Pride sponsorship over DEI. I'm Jeff Clayton.
And then some new problems with the ceasefire in Gaza. 2:36.
You know, I love the Window Nation playbook. This is Dave Johnson. The play, score savings on your energy bill with new windows from my friends at Window Nation. Don't let money fly out the window. Get in the money-saving game. It makes 60% off all window styles and pay nothing for 2 years. You heard that right. It's only from Window Nation. But hurry, this offer ends February 28th, so you'll want to schedule your free in-home consultation right now at 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. That's windownation.com.
It's the Bray & Scarf President's Day sale and Maryland sales tax holiday with once-a-year appliance savings. Pay no Maryland sales tax this Saturday through Monday on select Energy Star appliances, combined with President's Day savings in-store and online. Save on Whirlpool and Maytag Energy Star washers and dryers, plus no sales tax. And get savings on top of savings with instant discounts, plus up to $3,000 back on select KitchenAid packages. All of the absolute lowest prices with Bray & Scarf's best price guarantee. The Maryland sales tax holiday happens once a year, so don't wait. If you're even considering a new appliance in 2025, the time to buy is now. Shop local at the Bray & Scarf President's Day sale and Maryland sales tax holiday. Visit any of our convenient locations or shop online at brayandscarf.com, where it doesn't cost more to get more.
Lower your wigs and fasten your buckles. The Virginia Lottery has a new family of scratchers. From Washington to Jefferson, Lincoln, Hamilton, and Jackson, these new scratchers are historic, to say the least. And the fun doesn't stop there. With the new Box Triple Play online game, you get 3 games in 1. Find these scratchers in-store today and play the online game in-app or online at valottery.com/box.
2:38. Traffic and weather on the 8s. We start with Bobby's in the traffic center.
Looks like the work truck is now moved on the inner loop at the Dulles Toll Road. The lanes have been reopened there. And on the outer loop of the Beltway, looks like they picked up the work zone at the George Washington Parkway. Speeds are picking up. And in Virginia, 66 is running well in both directions. All lanes remain stopped on 29 southbound south of New Baltimore at Foster's Fork Road by the crash. Northbound traffic does get by. 395 and 95 are running pretty well. And in Maryland, inner loop Beltway a bit bogged down through Bethesda, Silver Spring. Nothing unusual there. 95 and the Baltimore-Washington Parkway are good to go between the Beltways. And 270 runs without delay. We're in great shape on 50 out to the Bay Bridge and the District. 295 north. Very heavy and slow getting off the 11th Street Bridge toward Pennsylvania Avenue, and 395 in the district between the 3rd Street Tunnel and the 14th Street Bridge. That does slow down just a bit in each direction, but no incidents on the roadway. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and get you back on the road. Restrictions apply. Get AutoZone. Bob Inler, WTOP.
Now let's go to the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Weather Desk with their lifetime warranty on materials and labor. Trust PJ.com. Let's go to 7 News First Alert meteorologist Steve Root.
Remainder of the afternoon, a mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures anywhere between 40 to 45 degrees. Clouds will increase this evening and into the overnight. We're in the mid-20s to lower 30s early tomorrow morning. First snowflakes will begin to fall midday. Will continue through the afternoon and evening and into the overnight before drawing to a close early Wednesday morning. I'm 7 News meteorologist Steve Rubin in the First Alert Weather Center.
Sunshine right now, 42 in Germantown, 44 DuPont Circle, 45 in Annandale.
WTOP's Money News, 10 and 40 past the hour. And back we go to Jeff Claybaugh.
Sean McLean-based government contracting giant Booz Allen Hamilton has withdrawn as lead sponsor for the World Pride 2025 being held in D.C. this spring. The Washington Business Journal reports the decision is to ensure it is able to continue getting government contracts on a White House push to withhold business from companies promoting DEI. The Federal Reserve's next rate meeting is March 18th, but the Fed will get a new look at inflation this week. Consumer inflation expected to have eased to an annual rate of 2.8%. Inflation peaked at more than 9% in June of 2022. The only full-service grocery stores in D.C.'s Ward 7 are Lidl and Safeway. Giant will not join them. Giant has reportedly pulled out of a plan to anchor the new Capital Gateway Marketplace near the Capitol Heights Metro. Monday trading on Wall Street, the Dow's up 157. The S&P 500's up 43. That's more than 0.5%. The Nasdaq is up 218 points. That's 1%. Jeff Claybaugh, WTOP News.
Thank you, Jeff. 241, crisis in the Middle East now. Hamas is threatening to delay the hostage release set for Saturday. It's accusing Israel of violating the Gaza ceasefire agreement. 3 more Israeli hostages were to be released in exchange for hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. It's the first major crisis of the fragile 6-week ceasefire. Israel's prime minister has been under heavy pressure to bring home more hostages after last Saturday's release, in which 3 Israelis came home emaciated after 16 months in captivity by Hamas. Israel and Hamas are in the midst of a 6-week ceasefire during which Hamas is releasing dozens of the hostages captured in the October 7th, 2023 attack in exchange for nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners.
Well, meantime, President Trump is detailing more of his plan for a U.S. takeover of Gaza.
Ever since the president said he wanted to take control of Gaza and move the Palestinian people out, there have been big questions surrounding where they would go and what if they didn't want to leave. When asked by Fox News if they would have the right to return to their territory, Trump said,
no, they wouldn't.
He says the area isn't habitable now and it would take years to rebuild. As to where the people would go,
I think I could make a deal with Jordan. I think I could make a deal with Egypt, and we give them billions and billions of dollars a year.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
Well, still ahead on WTOP, what's the latest on the FBI purge? We're going to get into that with CBS News Justice correspondent Scott McFarland, 2:43.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Up top, bike shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Wait, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Besseforth, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's a one-of-a-kind contest for a one-of-a-kind voice.
Neil Augenstein, WTOP News.
You could win a custom voicemail greeting from Neil. Plus, WTOP will donate $1,000 to the American Lung Association in Neil's honor.
Get the details at WTOP.com or on the WTOP app.
It's 2:45. I'm Sean Anderson.
And I'm Ann Kramer. Thanks for being with us.
WTOP's continuing coverage of the Trump impact, the flurry of court activity involving the freeze on federal funds and the legality of those so-called deferred resignations isn't the only thing that's upending Washington today. The FBI remains in turmoil. Federal workers are still trying to come to terms with an order to go back to the office 5 days a week. Plus, the specter of a government shutdown looms again.
Well, joining us live, CBS News Justice Department correspondent Scott McFarland. Scott, good to have you back on with us this afternoon. Let's take this one at a time. Attorney General Pam Bondi starts her first full week in her new role, that is. It appears many who work at the FBI are looking over their shoulders. What's going on there?
One agent told me, Ann, that it's, to put it charitably, major distraction, that there's this prospect of mass firings or forced resignations that are potentially imminent. One agent told me that the agents are checking their email every few hours to see if there's a notice that they go on administrative leave as part of an internal review. And this is all happening, Sean and Ann, because of this internal review of January 6 cases. This list that was created about a week ago with 5,000 agency employees and agents is being reviewed so that the new leadership of the Department of Justice can see if anybody engaged in misconduct. And there's been no evidence of misconduct revealed in the 1,600 January 6 cases, nor has any judge determined there was misconduct. But this internal review could cost jobs, potentially by the dozens.
Workers at numerous federal agencies are heading back to their offices 5 days a week, or at least preparing to. Today, we saw what can happen to Washington traffic with some of this. Where does this all stand right now?
The Department of Justice is one of the many agencies that has issued a return-to-work policy for people to come back to their offices from whatever remote or hybrid work locations they have. But this is obviously going to impact other agencies more acutely, where telework has been more common. Thinking about all the employees now having to go to St. Elizabeth's and the campus there for Coast Guard and Department of Homeland Security positions, that is a difficult commute for a lot of people. And I think some of the growing consensus here in Washington is that this may be a political effort to try to leverage return to work to force more resignations and more retirements. But the unions are concerned about this, with the argument that workers can be far more efficient, more effective for citizens when they work efficiently versus driving 90 minutes or 2 hours. And that if they're trying to leverage workers off the job, there's going to be a consequence to that. You lose institutional memory, you lose services to the public by forcing this on people.
Scott, we tend to talk about this several times a year, and here we go again, the possibility of a government shutdown. What is the latest here now?
At this time, it's not Chicken Little, and Republicans are going to need to pass some spending deal by mid-March to avoid a shutdown. They're also going to have to cut a deal to avoid a debt ceiling crisis, which is potentially much more devastating economically to the entire nation. But if they're going to do this with Republican-only votes, doesn't seem possible. There are so many Republicans who are not going to get on board a spending deal and certainly not going to raise the debt ceiling. They'll need a deal with Democrats, as they did throughout 2024, you'll recall. First 3 weeks of the Trump administration seem to have burned bridges between Republicans and Democrats in Congress that may not be rebuilt in a month or two. This is the most significant government shutdown threat we have faced in quite some time.
All right. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Scott McFarland, CBS Justice Department correspondent.
Top stories we're working on for you here at WTOP.
We're bracing for yet another blast of winter weather. 3 to 7 inches of snow is expected in our region starting tomorrow afternoon into Wednesday.
Federal judge in Boston holding a hearing this hour on whether President Trump's offer of so-called deferred resignations to federal workers is actually legal.
Keep it here for full details in the minutes ahead.
2:48. Traffic and weather on the 8th. Time to head to the traffic center and check in with Bob.
Well, the work zones have been picked up on the Beltway in Virginia, on the outer loop of the George Washington Parkway, on the inner loop of the Dulles Toll Road. All lanes are now open. 66 is good to go. Southbound 29, headed toward Warrenton, things are looking a lot better as now one lane is getting by to the left around the crash at Foster's Fort Road, which is south of New Baltimore. All lanes had been stopped for a while. Northbound, the lanes are open. 395, 95, each are running pretty well. In the district, northbound on DC 295, that does slow down quite a bit off the 11th Street Bridge past Pennsylvania Avenue, and just some volume delays here and there on the Southeast Southwest Freeway. Maryland Beltway inner loop, slow briefly here and there between 355 and Silver Spring. We're good up and down 95 in the Baltimore Washington Parkway, and on 270 and 50. Clear sailing out to the Bay Bridge. We're brought to you by Window Nation, and right now save 60% off all window styles and pay nothing for 2 years now through February 28th. Schedule a free consult at 866-90-NATION or windownation.com. Bob Inler, WTOP Traffic.
All right, let's check in once again with 7 News First Alert meteorologist Steve Rudin. Steve, everybody's focused on tomorrow afternoon into Wednesday.
You got it, and we are going to be looking at wintry weather arriving here in less than 24 hours, but between now and then, we are totally dry. So this afternoon into the evening, clouds are going to begin to slowly build with temperatures in the 40s early on before dropping to the 30s by early tomorrow morning. Now, tomorrow we have a winter storm watch, and I am watching areas around the area, around the mid-Atlantic, that are slowly beginning to fill in with winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings. Our local National Weather Service office still not quite there yet with winter weather advisory or winter storm warning for the metro area, but I do suspect by the next time I talk to you at around 3:20, we'll have a better feeling as to what's going on. Anyway, look at it, 3 to 6 inches. That's the going rate for the metro area. We'll see everything draw to a close early Wednesday morning, and then another round of wintry transitioning to all rain late Wednesday night into Thursday. It's 42 Tyson's, 40 in Silver Spring, and 41 downtown.
Thank you, Steve. And we are brought to you by Mervis Diamonds, calling all diamond lovers. The finest diamonds come from Mervis Diamond Importers. For the best diamond quality, selection, and value, visit Mervis. Nobody pays retail anymore. Why should you?
Well, coming up here on WTOP, did they have to grease the poles on Philadelphia streets after the Eagles' Super Bowl victory last night? We'll get a look at how things turned out in Philly next. 2:51.
America's energy future begins now. We have the opportunity to strengthen our economy and reduce inflation. And with this opportunity comes great responsibility. Working together, we can harness our energy advantage and improve the lives of every American. More American energy means more jobs, more security, and more innovation. That's the promise of America's oil and natural gas. America's moment is now. Learn more at lightsonenergy.org. Paid for by the American Petroleum Institute.
Washington's top news, WTOP.
Facts matter.
2:52.
Well, Philadelphia is America's happiest city this afternoon after their Eagles blew out the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Despite Philly's reputation for some very hard partying after sports triumphs, last night's celebration was relatively quiet.
Sure, there were fans cheering and fireworks set off, then police with bullhorns telling people to climb down from light posts. But given the mayhem many said might have happened if the Eagles had won, it really wasn't too bad.